If you were to close your eyes and picture a street racer, it would probably look something like this, or perhaps something like this. What you probably don't imagine is this: a well-to-do, respectable businessman, part of an elite and highly selective club with a strict code of ethics and just one goal: to build and race the fastest cars the world had ever seen. This is the story of the Midnight Club. This is the Bayshore Routes in Japan. It's a stretch of coastal highway that connects Tokyo to Yokohama. And while it may not look like much, this is the spiritual home of street racing. To the locals, it's known as the Wangan. Favoured due to its long straight sections and relative emptiness at night, for decades the Wangan was used by racers as a location to push their cars to the limits. Today, with roads growing busier and more heavily policed, street racing on the Wangan has all but died out. But for years to come, stories will be told of one particular group of racers who did things a little differently. In 1987, the Midnight Club, a secret society of highly skilled drivers, was founded. There were already plenty of street racing gangs in Japan at the time, but there were a few key things that set the Midnight Club apart from the rest. For starters, they were highly selective. To become a member, you had to be an exceptionally talented driver with a suitably fast car. But first, you had to serve as an apprentice for a year and attend every single meeting during that time. And that wasn't as easy as it sounds. Because the members of the Midnight Club were wanted criminals, the meeting locations were shared via coded messages in the classified ads of local newspapers. They would read something like, "For sale, hand-knitted socks at excellent prices. For more information, come to Daikoku Car Park this Wednesday at midnight." Only 10% of applicants were ever accepted into the Midnight Club, and numbers rarely exceeded 30 members in total. They were also highly protective of their name. Many aspiring young racers fraudulently decorated their cars with the iconic Midnight decal, and they would often wake up in the morning to find their cars vandalized and the stickers removed. And then there were the cars themselves. In the Midnight Club, races weren't about acceleration or cornering ability. They were about one simple thing: top speed. A member of the Midnight Club was once quoted as saying, "Drifting is for the weak. We only do maximum velocity." In the Midnight Club, you won a race either by reaching the finishing line first, or by getting so far ahead of your opponents that they could no longer see your tail lights. Simply to be considered for membership, your car had to comfortably be able to sit at 160 miles per hour. But in races, cars regularly exceeded 190 and even 200 miles per hour. And remember, this is the 1980s. Perhaps that's why so few Midnight Club members were ever arrested. Japanese police cars of the period were limited, by law, to 110 miles per hour. As you may have guessed, Midnight Club members did not drive your average street racer cars. After all, the cars weren't just required to have enormous top speeds. In races, they had to be able to maintain those top speeds for up to 15 minutes, meaning they also had to be reliable and well built. This resulted in Midnight Club members, many of them wealthy business owners, spending millions of dollars building some of the fastest and most incredible cars the world had ever seen. There was an obligatory selection of modified Nissan Skylines and Mazda RX-7s, but perhaps the most legendary member's car was this, the Yoshida Specials 930. It started life as an original Porsche 911 Turbo, fondly known as the Widowmaker, and the owner is rumoured to have spent the modern equivalent of $2 million modifying the car, improving every measurable aspect of its performance and increasing its power output to 700 brake horsepower, or, if you prefer, more than a brand new 911 GT2 RS, in a rear-wheel drive car built in the 70s. But the most unique thing about the Midnight Club was not the cars or the skilled drivers. It was the code of ethics. Unlike most street racers who typically drove in a reckless and dangerous manner, the Midnight Club's number one priority was the safety of other road users. It may seem like a strange thing to say about a group of people who liked to go 200 miles per hour on public highways, but dangerous driving was not allowed. If you lacked the skill to remain fully in control of your car at high speed, you were kicked out. If even once you displayed dangerous or careless behavior while racing, you were kicked out. And then in 1999, disaster struck. One night, a race broke out between Midnight Club members and members of the rival Bosozoku biker gang. The racers travelled into a high-traffic area, resulting in an enormous crash. 2 Bosozoku bikers were killed, and 6 innocent civilians were hospitalized. The Midnight Club had failed in their pledge never to bring harm to civilians, and overnight, the club was disbanded for good. Street racing should not be condoned, but we have to admit, the Midnight Club did it with style.